Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel, and you may know what this means. I am wearing a default skin, and a new update for Minecraft has just released. Well, this video we are going to be showcasing the Springs to Life Plus mod. Over the last few weeks, me and a few other people have been making a mod that expands upon 1.21.5. Now once again, I will have the amazing people who help with this mod on screen, as this mod definitely wouldn't have been possible without them. But with this mod, we are doing it a little bit differently. On screen, you can currently see a vote, because we are now hosting a vote for each update. Each update, you'll be able to vote for 2 biomes. You'll be able to vote for 2 biomes. Now you only have 1 vote, but the 2 with the most votes will be what we update next. But don't worry, because most biomes we put up for vote will be available in future updates. You'll just be picking what one we do next. Now there will be 2 winners, and there are 2 ways you can vote. I will post a YouTube community post at the time this video goes live, so if you're watching this, you can go vote right now. And then the second way you can vote is in Discord. I will host a vote within my Discord server. A link for my Discord is in the description. If you want to join that and post a vote on there as well, then you can do so. The current votes that we are beginning the update with is the jungles. That includes the sparse and also the bamboo jungles. We then have the mushroom fields, we have the swamp biome, and we also have the ice spikes biome. So let's now cover what is new within this update. First off, this mod is for NeoForge 1.21.5. We do plan to update it to Forge in the future, but currently NeoForge is the version. So the first thing inside of this update is the clover. This is a new block that works just like pink petals and wildflowers. It spawns within forest biomes, and this is what it looks like. You can bone meal this to once again produce more of it, and it will also duplicate like the others, so you can farm this pretty easily. It can also be broken with your fist. Now the next feature is the butterfly bush. This is what the butterfly bush looks like. It does also tint to the biome you place it in, so the green part will change colour depending on what biome it's in. And this is what the butterfly bush does. It plays some butterfly particles in areas around it. So where there are butterfly bushes, you'll find a cluster of butterflies that are animated and flapping around. This is such a cool block. Obviously, it's inspired by the firefly bush. Now, the difference between this one and the firefly bush is the butterflies will only play at daytime. At nighttime, the butterflies will vanish. It can also be easily bone mealed to farm it. And once again, it does break with your hand. The butterflies are just purely particles. They don't have any function within the game. Now, the next new feature in this update is hollowed logs. These are logs that are hollow, so you can stand inside of them. And if I quickly just try and get inside of this one, it's quite difficult to get inside of them. The best way to do it is by placing a trapdoor on top and then opening it. And then you can align yourself. There we go. You can now see I'm inside of this one, and you can also build it up so you are obviously inside of them. They can also be placed directional like so, and these will spawn naturally. Inside of the forest biomes, you can find the fallen logs, but there is a chance that these will be hollowed falling logs. So, for example, there is a chance that you can find them like so, but they are slightly rarer than the normal ones. Now, the hollow logs come in every version. You have oak, you have birch, you have the spruce, you have jungle, you have acacia, you have dark oak, you have cherry, and you also have mangrove. And the one that I forgot is the pale oak. And they do also come in stripped versions, which you can see right here. All of them work exactly the same, where you can stand inside of any of them, and they can also all be placed directional. The crafting recipe for them is like so, but it currently seems like this is bugged, so this will be fixed for the final version. When you find these hollow logs generating within the world, currently you can only find birch and the oak. You can find some moss coverings on them, and these can basically just generate on the top of them. Now, these do also have a bone meal interaction, so if we quickly just grab some bone meal, you can click bone meal on these to spread how much the moss goes down, up to the maximum of 3. And this can no longer be bone mealed. I can break this to obviously get the item back to replace it if I bone mealed it too much. And once again, these can just be broken with your fist. It doesn't require any special tool. And the thing with these is they cover all sides of the block, as you can see right here. Now, the final change that we have made to the forest biomes is a new mob. And this new mob is right here, the brown bear. This brown bear can be found only within forest biomes, and it has a few special functions. First off, it'll randomly start scratching its back, so it'll roll over on its back and scratch its back on the floor. This currently doesn't do anything, it is just purely for a fun feature to find. Now, the function of bears is that they will randomly fish for the player, or they will randomly fish to get food. They'll walk up to a pool of water, and then they'll randomly start fishing with an animation. Now, as you can see, this is the animation that will play. The bear will stick its head down into the water, and then it has a chance to pull up a fish when it is finished. This time around, it didn't. But you can make this happen a lot more common by just putting bears in a pool of water. So in this way, you can kind of build a automatic fish farm. They can also give you some of the rare fishing loot, so you can get things like enchanted books from them. And the bears can be bred with honeycomb, so you can breed 2 bears together to get a baby. Now, upon killing these, it's a shame we have to, but I do want to showcase, they do not drop anything. Now, one other thing to note, the bears do have data-driven variants, so if you want to add your own data-driven variant to the bear, maybe a black bear or honey bear, that is something you can do with data packs and resource packs. Once again, I will have an example pack linked in the description for you to do that. Now, the final thing I want to mention about the bear is the bear will attack players. Now, if you are just walking around the bear, it won't mind you. It will only attack you if it feels the need to. So if you punch it, then it will obviously start attacking you, and it doesn't leave you alone until you are dead. So just walking around bears, they won't attack, but if you hurt them, then they will start attacking you. They will also hunt some mobs in the game. They will kill frogs. If you have a frog near a bear, they will kill frogs. They will also hunt down another new mob, which we'll showcase later on in the video. That is all the changes we have made to the normal forest. Let's now head to the changes we have made to the second biome within this update. Birch forest. The first feature here is you can now find some mushroom shelves. These come in brown and red. The brown ones will spawn in the normal birch forest, and the red ones will spawn in the old growth birch forest. These can be placed on the sides of blocks. They can once again be picked up with your fist. They don't require any special tool, and they are purely just for decoration. They don't have any other functional use. Now, the next feature inside of birch forest is fallen leaves. These are basically leaf litter, but in a fallen leaf version. So these are green rather than brown. These can be scattered around the birch forests and once again the old growth birch forests. These work exactly the same as the clovers, where they can be bone milled to duplicate them because they are a live block. They also don't require any special tool to be broken. Now, you will be able to find hollow fallen logs here, which once again are quite rare. But also, this new block, this is a 2-tool dandelion, which you can see right here. And this does also have some ambient particles. Currently, they only play at nighttime, but they will also play at daytime. This is currently a bug, which we will fix. So you can see the particles, they are just little tiny particles that fly around the biome. And they're meant to basically represent the pollen that is coming from the flower. The next new feature inside of birch forests is random clumps of diorite. This is just a random clump that you can find scattered around the biome. And as you can see, we have an old growth birch forest right here. These ones have the red mushroom shelves on, which once again you can break to pick up. They work exactly the same as the brown ones, just with a texture change. Now, the old growth birch forests have the exact same features. They have less fallen leaves. They do also have the same amount of tall dandelions. But the diorite within this biome has been replaced with patches of calcite. So as you can see, there are patches of calcite that spawn within the biome. And the reason we've done this is just to make the old growth birch forest a little bit different to the normal birch forest, as the only difference inside of the base game is one has taller trees. Now, the final feature that we added to birch forests is once again a new mob. This is the Hummingbird. Now, there are 2 versions of this Hummingbird. You have the green one, which will spawn in normal birch forests. And you also have the blue one, which will spawn in the old growth birch forest. Now, what do hummingbirds do? Well, they are mainly for ambience. So they just fly around the biome, and you can lead them to take them back to your base. But they will pollinate on certain flowers. As you can see, they will go to certain flowers, hover over them for a few seconds, and if they spend long enough at the flower, they will have a chance to duplicate the flower, so you can basically build flower farms with them. As you can see right there, it popped off another wildflower. And once again, this can work for pretty much any flower within the game. They can also be bred with flowers like bees can. So you can throw some hummingbirds in some flower farms and they'll be able to duplicate most flowers within the game. But once again, the duplication isn't 100% chance, and not gonna lie, these hummingbirds look amazing. And the final feature within this update, but before we jump to that, I quickly just want to say, I am aware this update is a lot smaller than some of our other first updates for plus mods, and that is just because we didn't want to go over the top with features, and we also wanted to have the biome votes, and if we started to update random biomes, then biome votes would become pointless. But once again, we are always open to feedback. If you have any feedback for the features we've added, or for features we could add, do let us know either on the comments of this video or within my Discord. And also this time around I wanted to keep the first update very small because the first update is the hardest to complete because these updates are developed before 1.21.5 releases. So we develop them in prior versions and then we update the mod as soon as it releases for that version, which does cause a lot of bugs and issues. But the final feature within this update is dead leaves. Dead leaves is a leaf block that is inspired by the leaf litter and it is crafted with 9 leaf litter in the crafting table, or it's meant to be. This will be fixed when the update releases. So the leaf block is crafted and it can be placed down to create the form of dead leaves. This block doesn't have normal hitbox. You cannot stand on it. As you can see, if you try to stand on it, you'll sink straight through. When walking through it, you also display this dead leaf particle, which is kind of cool. And you are slowed down when you are walking through it. But unlike things like powdered snow, it has a very cool hitbox. If I was to quickly just place down a few of them, and I was to stand on top of it, you can see I sink into it, but I don't sink all the way through. And if I crouch, you can see I also don't sink through. This is such a cool block because first off, I think it's the first block like this apart from scaffolding, but scaffolding requires certain properties to be like this. But once again, this mod is now released for 1.21.5 and we will be expanding the mod in future. Once again, don't forget to vote for the biome you want to be updated next. After about a week of the vote being open, we will then see what to win and we'll start working on features for them biomes for the next update. Once again, if you do have any feedback or suggestions, let us know as we are always open for them. I hope you enjoyed the first update for the mod and also the showcase video. But I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.